I wonder what the theme of this party was. Where Harry went to see his little friends. Um, yeah. What was the theme, do you think? You know why I'm such a huge fan of Forrest Gump? Because one of the things in that movie is like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Well, we do know because actually there is a label for each and every one of the chocolate. Depending on the box you buy, they are always labeled. But I always like that saying. This is what's happening right now with Meghan Markle and Trump. This is not an endorsement nor discouraging people from being pro or against Trump. But we're going to talk about a little few things here about what's going to happen to Meghan Markle if Trump wins. Staggering beautiful, no question about it. Incredibly savvy and intelligent that she's not just carved a niche for herself under her father's famed Trump notoriety. She has undoubtedly created her own empire. Markle wrote of Trump at the time. It's so easy to knock the girls who come from privilege, to assume they rested on their laurels and garnered accolades simply by being fancy from the womb. But I always remember Ivanka being different. Yes, that was actually Meghan Markle praising Ivanka Trump. I will leave the whole article at the end of the video so you can take your time and read it. I will leave also the TIG thing that she posted, basically claiming that she wants to be Ivanka Trump. Just to be clear, she never interviewed. She's not friends with Ivanka Trump, but just like Meghan Markle, she likes to, how should we say, lie about things? Because she doesn't exaggerate. She lies about things. Oh, she's amazing. Next time she's in New York, we're going to go have drinks and I'm going to order what she orders. Of course, because she has no originality. Okay? So please read it because in this, as usual, it's very misleading how she words things to let you think that you know that she's besties with Ivanka Trump, when that's not the case. It is not the case at all. So what is the truth about this? And what's going to happen now with, what's going to happen now? Because please help me understand this, the people from the US. Regardless whether you like Donald Trump or not, he's not the first president who's contested an election in a very bad way. Al Gore took it all the way to the Supreme Court because he refused the findings about the court about his election when he lost it. He refused. He did not concede at all. He took it to court. The same thing for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton refused to admit her loss to Bill Clinton, and to this day, she still claims that he stole the election. Yet we don't see her in jail. We don't see her indicted. I don't see Hillary Clinton being indicted because now it's being found out that that Russian probe and that Russian report was financed by her campaign, her and Obama. I don't see her prosecuted for that. I don't see Joe Biden prosecuted for having confidential documents that only a president could see when he was a vice president, and he had them in the garage and stuff like that. So the best things that the Democrats have done for Trump was to book him. I firmly believe that there was no way that Donald Trump would not have allowed for that mugshot not to be taken. He wanted that mugshot. He has that mugshot, which is now the most famous mugshot in the world. So, and basically whether you like him or not, and this is not a pro-Trump nor pro-Biden. I clearly do not like the Biden family, but I'm not completely pro-Trump either. But unfortunately, they leave you no choice because, whether you like it or not, this man has been persecuted, not prosecuted, persecuted. Things have been made up blatantly in public by Nancy Pelosi, the Clintons, the Obamas, and nothing has happened to the people who have been prosecuting him. The only way I see is that the only way that Trump is going to lose if he's dead. because this man is going to, with this mugshot, the Democrats have ensured that he wins the elections. This is just my view, but please put it there. That was the worst thing they could have done. They could have just let this man be, because by prosecuting him, they're making him bigger and bigger and bigger and more popular, because people can see it for what it is. Why isn't Hillary Clinton prosecuted for still claiming that Trump stole the elections in 2016? How about Al Gore? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I do not endorse either or. I'm just asking you people for that. And what this will mean for Meghan Markle when President Trump wins. Because in my mind, this mugshot and this thing in Georgia is not going to end well for the Democrats.
And with as misogynistic as Trump is and so vocal about it, right, that's a huge chunk of it. You're not just voting for a woman if it's Hillary just because she's a woman, but certainly because Trump has made it easy to see that you don't really want that kind of world.
What is hilarious about this video of Meghan Markle calling Donald Trump misogynistic is that she married a pig. I don't mean Trevor Engelson. I mean Prince Harry. Have we read Spare? How misogynistic and disgusting Harry is, calling the matron mousy, making fun of her, mounting a woman, trashing Rebecca Brooks. This man hates women. This man hates women. He pretty much is a misogynistic pig who trashes women. And this is a man who dressed up as a Nazi. And I'm going to have to put this out there, because if you look at the picture, and I will actually post it, Harry was there with his buddies. He was dressed as a Nazi. The other one was dressed as Ku Klux Klan, and the other one had blackface painted. So clearly there was a theme to that party. So Meghan Markle is sitting there trashing Donald Trump because he's a misogynistic pig. And and then she married one, because we have all heard about Spare. And calling Harry misogynistic, it's being kind. He is a complete pig, in my very humble opinion. Okay? So, yeah. So we have Meghan Markle trashing Donald Trump. That's fine. She was trashing him as Rachel Meghan Markle. No issues with that at all. She's free to say whatever, but at the same time, she's such a hypocrite, because she's saying that she wants to be Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump was raised by her father and Ivana Trump. And apparently they did a very good job, because Meghan Markle goes on to praise Ivanka that she doesn't drink, that she's not doing things on top of ours, or doesn't have any DUIs. All the things that Meghan Markle does, basically, because we know that she likes to drink, she likes to do drugs. We know that she's promiscuous. We know that, it's normal. That's fine. But she's praising Ivanka Trump while calling her father a pig. It's kind of like, and then she talks about, you're going to see it at the end of this video. She talks about how she, in spite of the fact that she comes from a very privileged background, she didn't sit in her laurels and just did nothing. Which is basically, she sees herself in Ivanka Trump, because she does consider herself a white girl from a privileged background, because she was, Meghan Markle, not to the level of Ivanka Trump, clearly, but she was in a very, very privileged background. When you go from kindergarten all the way to university, or to only private, most expensive schools, and you lead a very privileged life, traveling around the world, with her father, Emmy Award winner, I think you're doing okay. You're not in the poverty line there. You're not doing crunchies to survive, Meghan Markle. You did not sell yogurt. You did not babysit. You did not waitress. You've been living off of men since the beginning of time. First your father, then you jump onto Trevor Engelson, and then from there you went on to Corey, and then from then, when he wasn't enough for you, onto Harry. Now I wonder who the next victim is going to be. So it's incredible how she she's like a flag. This is why I've been telling you that Meghan Markle is like a flag every time she changes her opinion. And then they want to hide it. Thanks for the internet. Thanks for the internet.
Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. I want to get your reaction to that.
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it.
Do you think Trump is right? That Harry is going to need luck? You know my opinion. I'm divided on that. But what is clear to me is that when Trump wins, because I am telling you guys, even in jail, people are going to vote for him. You know, when I told you at the beginning that the Republican debate was watched by 23 million on Fox, I think right now on X, it's been watched over 230 million times, or more than that. I mean, just the first 10 minutes there were of the X interview, there were like 10 million, and it went up to 100 and some million. So I am so glad that mainstream media is done with, because there are a bunch of liars who don't do their job. They are no longer journalists. They actually come and look to the YouTubers who we actually have to do our research while they trash us. You know, so what's going to happen now when Trump wins? The only way I can see this is if Trump is dead, which I don't think even the Democrats, even murderous Hillary, is not going to go that far, or the Obamas, because they know that the finger will be pointed at them. I mean, they got away with Epstein, killing Epstein, but and others, but not this one. So what do you think is going to happen with Harry and Meghan? Because Meghan has been misusing and abusing royal titles to lobby in Congress. And I've talked about this yesterday when I did my long video. Please don't go watch my videos, guys, okay? Because the views do help. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you like what you see. Again, this is not a pro-Trump nor pro-Biden or against Biden or against Trump. These are just very legitimate questions. If we go by the statistical numbers, whether you like the men or not, he's got people behind him. And the people really, the more things they do which are baseless, the worse it is. And I hope that you guys are not fanatical enough here to understand that Al Gore did exactly the same thing Donald Trump did. Hillary did exactly the same thing as Donald Trump. I mean, Al Gore took it further. He took it all the way to the Supreme Court. And nothing's happened to them. Hillary Clinton has falsified documents, deleted stuff. I mean, that woman is shady as hell. And I am against Hillary Clinton. I think she's the worst thing that could have happened to us women. So, what do you think is going to happen to Meghan Markle? Will she leave the UK? I heard that that Ari Emanuel is about to dump Meghan Markle because he's fed up with her going behind his back and putting out all these articles. One day she's going to be a producer behind the scenes. The next day, Meghan Markle is in line for this big movie comeback. The next day, Meghan Markle is doing this. You know, people have been saying that I did my lives with Tom Markle and Samantha Markle, and that the Markles come on the news when there's a slow day for Meghan Markle news. That's absolute bullshit, because Meghan Markle hasn't stopped putting articles about herself out there. I mean, how many pop walks have we had? We had her birthday. We had that thing with her on her wrist. We have so many articles come out, how they're coming on there, that there's peace talks, that they're not peace talks, that she's not going to be joining Harry. I mean, there's something every day, how Harry's living in the past, how they're no longer salt and pepper, how they differ. We haven't stopped seeing things from Meghan Markle. So to those people, you know what? And I've actually, let me tell you something. I have actually left about those people who are still criticizing the Markles because they can't win. They can't win. They don't understand that Mr. Markle, when you're a father or a parent, I don't know what I'd do if my son did that to me, but when you're a parent and your child, the child that you love your children, and somebody comes along and is playing with those emotions, you're ill, you're naive. And you know what's really foul? I've seen online people say, oh, Mr. Markle has been in Hollywood, he knows how it works. This man was a lighting director a photography director. He was not a shark. He's never dealt any of his life with paparazzi or anything like that. He did not get any assistance from the palace, neither did the Markles. I was denied by the palace under Meghan's instructions, okay? And the funny thing is that we don't see any articles from Jack Royston, who is a pig, and Carl Larson, who's another pig, about Doria Ragland. Why isn't he using Doria Ragland's name? Why is he only using the Markles' names? That's a very interesting question. But anyways, yes. So going back to Trump, what's going to happen? Because I see Trump ratifying the 13th Amendment and actually making Harry's documents available online for everybody to see whether he has lied or not. And I can actually see Donald Trump ordering federal law to be enforced for Harry's current use of drugs while in U.S. soil with a visa. Because as I said before, so I can see that. And I can see that Donald Trump will not care whether he's the king's son or whatever. I can see that happening. What do you think Meghan is going to do? Do you think she's going to stay in the United States, or is she going to leave? Because that will be the worst terrible thing that's happened to women. All she has to do is look at her husband and look at herself, because Meghan is misogynistic. Meghan hates women. Meghan doesn't have a female friend. Meghan really hates women. Nothing she's done, nothing Harry and Meghan have done since they left the royal family has been actually to help women. She's used those causes to enhance a PR for a PR move, but what have they really done? So what do you think is going to happen when Trump wins to Harry and Meghan Markle? What do you think is going to happen? I think Trump is going to put a very quick stop to them using royal titles to lobby U.S. Congress. I think that's illegal, guys. That is illegal. Can you imagine? This is what Meghan did would be like a senator of the United States writing to UK Parliament, telling them to amend their laws in child care or amend their laws in gun laws or whatever. I want you to understand that, because people, if somebody in UK Parliament receives a letter from a senator of the United States criticizing or asking them to change their UK laws, that would create a little problem, an international diplomatic problem, and they would probably laugh it out of the park. And what people don't understand is that while Meghan Markle, U.S. citizen, has every right to write to Congress, lobby, do whatever she wants, the Duchess of Sussex cannot use a title to write to them from the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, because that also implicates Harry. So what do you think is going to happen? Exciting times, exciting times. I think Meghan is going to walk out with that bathrobe, that towel around her head and looking for a new country. I don't think any country will have her. Do you think she'll go back to her native Nigeria? Let's not forget that this woman is 43% Nigerian. Is she going to celebrate the Nigerian Independence Day? I'm very curious. What about you?